Around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free.
Time to be a winner by doing short form video now. When?
Now.
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 I'm it's good.
Do it now.
Do it now. All right. So we are here today, the Do It Now show. I'm Dr. Christopher Vogelmann. With me, as always, is Dr. John Paduchak and Dr. Kayvon Kay. All the doctors are in the house.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're talking today about short video. And when's the best time to do short video?
Anytime. All the time.
Now.
Oh, no.
Now.
No.
Now.
Today. Do it now.
Now.
So what do we mean by short form video, Mr. Paduchak?
What do we mean by short form video? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Aren't you? Are you really glad I asked?
Yeah. Usually we're talking about videos that are under 3 minutes in length, but typically under a minute.
Under a minute.
Under a minute.
Like a commercial?
Very similar to a commercial. Sure. Could be.
Is that because of the popularity or is that because of a restriction of platforms?
That's a good question.
The answer
it's
is
actually
yes.
because of all of the above and more.
It's because of both
And more.
and more.
Because
So whatever-
the big things are with video is that the longer people watch our videos, the more we're rewarded for that. So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy for the average person to watch a 15-second video all the way through, and they probably will. And then
The percentage of the video watched.
percentage
That's
of
a
video
big factor.
big factor, huge factor. And then the other thing is consistency. So if we make videos on a daily, several time a day basis, we get rewarded for that.
Yes, we do. And what are some of our favorite platforms? One of them is the ticking and the talking.
The tick and the talk, of which I said I would never be a part of. And
Me
now I
too.
am. Go figure. And
Never say never.
never say never.
Never
And
say
then
never.
Instagram.
Always say always.
Always say, oh, no, never say always. Always say never.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Anyways, and then YouTube, and of
Yeah.
course Facebook. Now
Yeah.
have shorts.
Shorts.
Shorts are everywhere.
Who does shorts? I do shorts.
I don't.
That's true. You've done some very short shorts.
I don't
Yeah.
do too many shorts these days, but I'm getting better at it though. The funny
Some
thing
are
is,
under 7 seconds.
oh, you're under 7 seconds now?
No, I said you've had some that are.
Oh, I have some.
under
Oh, yeah.
7, a lot.
Yeah,
under
my
7
best.
seconds.
In fact, it's interesting because, and the whole purpose behind doing short form videos is to grab people's attention, hopefully pull them off of the particular platforms onto your email list, or at least perhaps into a group or a particular offer or whatever it is that you're going to use to expand your reach and increase the number of customers or patients or clients, whatever it turns out to be. But we're all in this short attention span theater right now that we call Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, among others. The LinkedIn one is disappearing, by the way. So
Or
Oh, they're
like,
stopping that?
they had a short form LinkedIn one, and it's going away quickly. But we discovered it in one of our. Well, we have a group, John and I, and Kayvon's a part of it too. It's the Strategic Video Masters. But we did a challenge, which was the short form video challenge.
Mhm.
And in fact, Strategic Video Masters is opening up again next month, but we're going to have a challenge before that time. I think we had, what was it? We called it 15 seconds to success. I love that
15
little
seconds to
tagline in
success.
there. Because most of the videos, think about the various platforms that you're looking at right now, they default, for the most part, they default to 15 seconds.
Yes.
So it
Well,
tells you they want it to be short.
I like that name. How about 15 seconds of fame?
15 seconds of fame. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Was it Marshall McLennan said that everybody would have 15 minutes of fame?
Yes.
That can
Marshall
work.
McLuhan. Yeah. Yeah. So,
I think that was what's that designer dude? He had the
oh, you're
pictures.
thinking of Andy Warhol.
Yeah, didn't he say that?
I thought it was a media thing though. I used to attribute it to Andy Warhol, but he got it, I think, from Marshall McLennan. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
but I do remember that the attribution that I had was incorrect, and because I think I defaulted to Andy Warhol. But we'll check it out. I'll search the Google while you talk amongst yourselves.
Alrighty then. I had something I was going to say about short video a minute ago, and now I can't remember what it was.
Is that because you have a short-term memory problem?
Oh, that's probably one of the reasons short video is so effective.
They're very effective. Everything in bite-sized pieces. Well, you think about it, I've even noticed that commercials are getting shorter. So it used to be you'd have a 60-second commercial, and now most of them are down to 30 seconds. And then when I saw over the last, I want to say 3 to 4 years, 15-second commercials that appear, and then maybe another 30-second and 60-second commercial appears, and then the same 15-second one appears later.
Yeah.
So that they give you repetition in 15-second chunks.
Commercial sandwich.
The commercial sandwich. Yeah, well, whatever in between is the commercial sandwich, with your 15-second commercials being the bread of the media
And
sandwich.
30 seconds being the jelly.
The jelly.
Or peanut butter.
Oh,
Or peanut butter and jelly.
Or the meat.
Or the meat. It could be anything else.
In the flesh.
Whatever's in the middle. It's all good.
So Dr. Kayvon Kay, have you done many short videos yet, or any yet? Let's put it that way.
no, I
Or
don't
do you have an
think
interest
I
at all? That's the other thing.
Well, that's a very good question. Interest.
Yeah, if there is an interest. Some people have no interest whatsoever. I mean, I know some people have a problem actually condensing what they have to say into something shorter than 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 15 minutes.
Well, I have a PhD in short videos, and PhD stands for procrastination happens daily.
Oh.
Wow. Well, you need the anti-procrastination expert right here, John Paduchak.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say public high school diploma.
Public high school diploma.
Well, here's the thing. I basically never got around it.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But so I do have the interest, and I do have topics, and I have cameras and everything. It's just a matter of, I guess, scheduling it in the day and getting it done. Because if I do it, I'll do it like my regular posts that I'm doing right now, which, I have a batch of writing content or creating images on Fridays. I actually did put the video on Fridays, but now I'm thinking about it. Thanks to your question. Friday evening is probably Friday afternoon is the wrong time, because at the end of the day, end of the week, can't even speak. That's how tired you are. So you don't want to. The last thing you want. So probably, beginning of the week, Tuesday, probably a good day for that, as far as energy wise. So
well, I mean, it depends if you're batching too, or if you're just creating. I'm a bit of a grip it and rip it kind of guy. So, I mean, I have probably about, I had something like on TikTok. I think I've got, how many is this? It used to be 200 drafts, and now it's 283. But mind you, these are a lot of times they're just little snippets, 5 seconds, 7 seconds of something I find interesting. And then I go back to the video later and then make changes. Or if I'm inspired, I'll put something on it saying like, I did something about the time change, and I just did scene after scene after scene. And the thing needed almost no editing whatsoever. Just like basically the daylight savings time sucks, Why are we? But it was very topical and it did very well. I think it had 5,400 views or something like that. But it was just a lot of times for me, it's the inspiration trying to catch something in the moment. But I actually think that the best way is what you're talking about, which is batch content producing.
Hatchet and batch.
Yeah, and there are two different types of content. One is about day-to-day life and what's going on in front of you, and the other one
that
is
can be too.
message.
Yeah, because stories, Instagram stories, for example, and TikTok now has stories, but they haven't been rolled out to everybody. So TikTok now is imitating Instagram, whereas before Instagram was imitating TikTok with the short form videos.
Right.
So, and now all of a sudden TikTok stories are coming out, and you have Facebook stories, things like that. So your day-to-day stuff behind the scenes, I'm at CrossFit, this and that, those generally can be sort of in your story format. They're very personal, very behind the scenes. BTS, not the Korean boy band, but the actual behind the scenes.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah. I said, well, you could do everything on BTS, what your favorite songs are from the group, and who you think the cutest singer is.
They all look the same to me.
Oh.
I don't.
Well,
No,
some
because
have different color
like,
hair,
and it's not that band. Like many of the bands that I don't pay attention to, they all look the same to me because they are kind of following the same. Like I love.
Formulaic.
Oh, go ahead.
Like the metal bands, sometimes they all look the same. Leather and long hair and this and that. But when you have your favorite one, you can pick them up among the crowd that they're all of that type. But yeah, I've never liked pop music, so many of the pop artists, they sound the same to me, they look the same to me. It's a crowd of them.
You could do a 15-second Rimsky-Korsakov video if you want to.
Okay,
Tchaikovsky, Beethoven,
the
Iranian sitar music.
that's more kind of a thing for me. Like today, I uploaded one of my older from about 2 years ago or so, doing some calligraphy, a 1-minute video, and I put it on Instagram.
Great. Yeah,
and likes are coming left and right. So just me writing some Persian calligraphy.
So is that in an Instagram reel, or is it a story? Or a static or a regular video?
Regular post.
Is it square? It's a regular post. Gotcha.
Post.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the main reason we look at Instagram, Instagram Live is around too. I haven't done much on Instagram Live lately, but sometimes I'll use a live video on Instagram to just announce that we're over here doing our live streaming.
Yeah.
And because I don't know, sometimes the Instagram engagement is not as good, and other times it's just off the wall. I mean, it's just really amazing. But Instagram is promoting Reels higher than your posts. So that's the reason why you might want to go into there, because they're just pushing it into the feed. And, your calligraphy thing, could wind up with tens of thousands of views if people find it, and more if people find it engaging and interesting and everything else. And then, it's not that you're constantly offering people, hey, I've got this for sale. In fact, maybe you pitch people maybe only once every 5 or 7 videos or something, and then just drop it in very gently, like we said, for example, we did in this, the Strategic Video Masters is a group where we help coach people to produce short form videos. And, as we teach this in our program, but I'm not, giving them all the details and giving them a link and let's go here. It's almost like you're kind of planting little seeds that will eventually grow over time.
Yeah. The idea of that there's a program and the idea
that it exists. Yeah.
And Reels am I correct to assume, or this used to be, Reels would go away, or are still
stories go away? Stories have 24 hours and they disappear off the planet. But you can save your stories prior to publishing them, or you can save them to highlights, which appear underneath your bio on Instagram.
So Reels are regular posts, basically.
Reels come as posts, short form video posts.
If you have an image, it's a post. If you have a video, it's a reel.
Well, you can also have it's a little confusing, but you can have a video that is a post, but it'll appear as a square as opposed to the vertical.
Oh,
video.
Okay, yes. So
they are different.
In that case, my video was a post, not a reel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So had your video been produced as a reel, it would have actually gotten even more likes and exposure. And if somebody liked it, it would rise in the algorithm. If somebody makes a comment under it, it rises in the algorithm. And if somebody shares it, it boosts it even more, because they want to look good by sharing stuff to their friends and others.
And I assume hashtags are important for both posts and reels.
Sometimes there's a big thing about that. Some people say 5 to 7 hashtags. YouTube, it's 3 only. But you can have a lot of tags underneath the YouTube shorts, for example. But others have told us in the past, put 3 in your Instagram post or reel, for example, then add your additional 27 underneath in a separate comment with put the little dots in there, and then they appear. But so there's a lot of controversy, and it just depends. As long as they're relevant to what you are creating,
Yeah.
you can get away with more hashtags. I mean, get away with is like, because you don't really want to use hashtags as clickbait. You want them to be descriptors for what you are actually talking about.
And actually, I get some of that. Like you see, people on the beach in their swimsuits or something, but under the hashtag of online marketing.
Yeah.
So why is that there? But I guess that they find a hashtag that gets a lot of views, and they put their own pictures over there. And
well, and I use hashtags because I actually am at the beach, and so I will say beach walk, which is relevant to that. I'll say Coronado or Coronado Beach as a hashtag because it's also relevant. It's actually a location where I am, and people recognize the Hotel Del in the background when I show it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have something else. Maybe it is inspiration, or maybe it is motivation, or I will use my hashtag Funumental, which I'm developing that brand to be released shortly. And so Funumental, I've got now I look on, I think it was Instagram Reels, no, TikTok. It was like 29,000 views of videos that have the hashtag Funumental on them. So it's just sort of developing brand awareness. So if you own a hashtag, you have Profit, is it Profit Amplifier or Profit? What is
Profit
it?
Finder.
Profit Finder. So hashtag Profit Finder on every video where you talk about producing greater return on your investment, more revenue, investing in yourself. All that Profit Finder would be very good for you to own as a hashtag, if you will. And that could go on every one of your short form videos.
So when you say own a hashtag,
owning meaning that it is a rallying point. There are my hands. It's a rallying point for your tribe. It's a way for people to follow things. Just like on Twitter, the origin of the hashtags. When I was at different events, there was a gamification event way back in 2013 when I went to up in San Francisco, and they had not only the name of the event, the game, it was the G Summit. So G Summit was the hashtag, but then they divided everybody up into 4 teams. There was the red team, the blue team, the green team, the yellow team. And so you would have the hashtag of G Summit, and then you would have green team or blue team or whatever it was, and they were competing. The whole conference was divided into 4 teams, and they were all competing with each other. But G Summit was the hashtag for that particular event, and it becomes sort of a rallying point or somewhere where people can come to you. The problem is that if you use hashtags that are too common, then your video kind of gets lost. Like if you have a hashtag that has 1.9 billion views, it may not be terribly useful to you, but something that maybe has 200,000 or 100,000 or something like that may be better. And if you have Profit Finder and you're using it consistently, Profit Finder, or Simplify, well, you wouldn't say Simplify .zone. I guess you could. You could have hashtag Simplify .zone.
I just go Simplify.
Or Simplifier. But Simplify is probably not going to get you as much traction because there may be many.
A lot of Simplifies.
There's a lot of Simplify. I want to simplify my life.
At the same time, people who are my target market, they didn't search for Simplify or simplified hashtag. They're looking for growth or
looking for growth or stress reduction or God help me. I'm in a downward spiral. Lift me up.
Hashtag hello darkness, my old friend.
Hello darkness. And that actually is a hashtag that's out there. But I mean, so if you combine the videos with the hashtags, there's some debate about whether in short form video hashtags are valuable or not. Like some people say it's not valuable on TikTok. I have mixed results. I have times when I've done nothing and gotten the same number of views I normally would have, but other times I am having a rallying point. Like for example, as an NFL football fan for the Buffalo Bills, if I use hashtag Buffalo Bills, hashtag Bills Mafia, I do get a lot more views on those videos. There's no doubt in my mind because sports is a rallying, like Vancouver Canucks,
I just did a search on the most popular hashtag of all time. Can you guess?
Search. No. Hashtag search. I'm a little afraid.
It's one of those obvious ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello?
It's hashtag love.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
I thought it was something else.
The second one is funny. You will never guess the second one. Let me tell you, the third one
Plumber.
is
Plumber.
almost. The third one is hashtag photo of the day.
Oh,
Second
photo
one,
of the day.
second one is hashtag Instagood.
Insta good.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
Good, like Instagram. Insta good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, I know I've seen.
number 4 is beautiful. Number 5 is fashion. Number 6 is TBT. 7 is happy. 8 is cute. 9 is follow me.
Follow me.
And 10 is like for like. Like for like.
Like for like. Like
So,
compliments
there you
for
go.
health.
That's
thing.
I guess it's a hashtag for getting more people.
Well, I mean, I do know that there's like cats of Instagram, puppies of Instagram, dogs of Instagram. You know, there's some very super popular ones that are in the millions of views. And but it needs to be relevant. I mean, if you have cats of Instagram and you're showing your favorite parrot, I don't know that you're really going to be boosted in the algorithm.
How about RVers on Instagram? That's what I mean.
It probably is. I mean, you know, RVSBA on Instagram or RV John. Hashtag RV John.
That's me.
What's the best RV movie of all time?
RV, of course.
RV.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
I think it's Paul.
That Paul is pretty good too.
Yes.
There's another one that's really hysterical. I can't remember the name of it right now.
RVs. The meats.
It's got Kiefer Sutherland in it.
Kiefer Sutherland. Well, there's a good Breaking Bad has an RV.
Yeah, and one of the best of all time is the Long Trailer with Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball.
Hey, Lucy, you have some explaining to do.
It's a great movie. So funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Long Trailer.
I haven't seen that one, but it reminded this conversation reminded me of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
That's funny too. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
All right. Back on track. Okay. By the way, too, you can take tiny bits of certain. I mean, it's risky to do it, but people do it all the time on especially TikTok's like the Wild West because it's owned by China. So in terms of intellectual property, there isn't any. And so as a result, I've not seen anything in terms of copyright infringement or music rights or what have you. It's the Wild West. And some of that bleeds over into Instagram because I know that you can use snippets of music there. And TikTok has many more pieces of popular audio than Instagram does. Yes. And then YouTube has far fewer than either Instagram or TikTok. So it's almost like, and I would imagine LinkedIn probably has, 3 tunes from a jug band in West Virginia or something, because it just seems like they all degrade over time.
Yeah. Jug band.
Jug bands. When you blow on the jug.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
One of the albums that I sometimes every once in a while enjoy it's called Picking on Pink Floyd. So it's basically famous Pink Floyd songs in bluegrass.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
You get Steve Martin to play his banjo. He would do it.
I have seen him live playing banjo.
Oh, really? Well, now this has really gone off the rails, and I'm fascinated by that.
Steve's awesome.
Did he have an arrow through his head, though? That's the question.
No. This was like a... I'm not the Steve Martin comedian. I'm the Steve Martin musician.
The banjo player. I am the musician. I'm the musician.
Oh, yeah. He does some great bluegrass stuff with that band that they work with.
So, John, what would you advise to entrepreneurs, to professionals who want to start attracting more people in terms of doing short videos? I mean, what's the best place to start?
Start at the beginning, of course.
Well, yeah. As opposed to starting at the end. Read the final sentence of the book and then go to the beginning.
No, well, I think you mentioned something that was pretty typical. You're either the grip it and rip it kind of guy, or you're the batch it, hatchet and batch it kind of guy, where you kind of go through and set up like these are videos that I could do that talk about the work that I do, a hobby of mine, things that people would be interested in. And or you just see things that inspire you and you just go for it.
Well, and this is all going to
It's
be done in your phone. Your
Yeah.
true mobile broadcast studio is your
Yes.
phone, whether it's
It indeed
Android,
is.
iPhone, or anything. And I think, and the thing about short form video, everything is designed in portrait mode. It's designed to be vertical, and people often will make the mistake of going horizontal because
Yes.
they're used to YouTube. Say, no more horizontal for you.
No horizontal.
Go vertical, or go home. And so, but I think, for you were mentioning to somebody about camera confidence and other things, and I do believe that you usually coach people on overcoming the fear of actually appearing on camera.
I do, and you know what the biggest thing to do is?
What?
Just do it now.
Follow your finger.
Just do it
It's not
now.
about restless middle finger syndrome, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
We haven't found a
talked
cure
about
for
that
that
earlier,
yet.
I think.
Yes, we haven't found a cure for that one yet.
No, but
It's terminal.
no, the secret really to getting good on the camera is just to do it and get practice, because most people, as we've seen doing video, you first started out, you were horrible. I first started out, I was horrible. Everybody's horrible when they first start out. The good news is you will improve as you go along and keep doing more of it. Just like
Or you don't
everything
improve,
else.
you're still horrible, but you don't feel bad anymore.
Just
So,
like everything
either
else
way.
you've done in life.
Yeah, you don't feel bad. You don't feel bad about your bad videos.
No, not at all.
You don't care
Yeah.
anymore.
You develop,
really don't.
you've developed calluses on your consciousness,
It's an
and limited
experiential thing.
awareness brings you peace of mind. I think that's what it is. Well,
That's
I
the
actually
difference.
am going to be batch contenting in this little office-y type location of mine. I think I'm going to be going back to my old gamification cards, because and also bullet points for those of you who have video sales letters, or you do a lot of copywriting. You could do one bullet point per short video and just keep going through over time. And that would actually, if it's interesting enough and you have maybe little cliffhangers here and there, you'll get people to watch more of your stuff.
Yeah, and everything we talk about is a series of metaphors, stories, and segues, where we could pretty much we're out at the beach. We can find something at the beach to apply to something we're doing in business right now. There's all kinds of different segues, and you just kind of have to work or stories. People love stories, metaphors, and segues.
I did that the other day, actually. I created a TikTok video and I talked about how people need to keep moving, and you need to stay focused on what you want. And I showed the little waves and stuff. And the idea is to keep your goals in mind and keep your thinking elevated enough so that you get out of the weeds. And then I focused in on a big patch of seaweed. So the weeds were right there, so I could use them.
Right in front of you. Or the tree, or in my case, I'm all around the woods. Maybe it's the tree in front of your face.
It's the tree in front of your face.
Yep.
Not the dog isn't the only thing with bark.
No. And if the tree falls in the middle of the forest and nobody's around, does anybody hear it?
Or if it falls on your RV, do you hear it?
Yeah, then you hear it probably.
Then you
Yeah.
hear it.
Especially if you're inside taking a nap. That might not be good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So John, what do you think about it? Should people focus on what's the attitude that you need to have when you're doing short form video? I mean, it can't be perfection.
No.
It should be the attitude of not caring.
That could be part of it. Like
that
if you're old
definitely
enough, it's get off my lawn.
That definitely is part of it. I think it's like speaking on stage. You've got to have a certain amount of enthusiasm because you want to portray energy.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. I had met somebody recently on LinkedIn, and we got together for a Zoom call, and we're just chatting. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so high energy." He says to me, "Most of the people I talk to are just like, just so low and slow." And he's like,
I think it's the monotone that gets to people.
Yeah, you got to vary your voice around a little bit. You can't just go, well, here I am. I'm going to talk a little bit today about my business.
My business. I sell earbuds.
Yes.
My store is Buds Are Us. Buds Are Us.
I mean, you gotta have some excitement in your voice. You want to resonate with people who, are like you in your happy, resonated self.
Resonate. In fact, I think, audio is one of the big things that we talk about a lot. That audio is super important. But in short form video, captions are incredibly important. because
audio is still super important.
Yeah, many people will be watching your videos without the sound on.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So I mean, what are some of the things you can do to improve the audio? If it's windy outside, maybe you want to try to find
dead
a
cat.
yeah.
By the way, that was one of my most
not a
popular.
real dead cat.
There were 2,400 views of my dead cat video.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
No, it was. They because I said I need to find me a
Oh.
dead cat. I even mentioned you. I said John Paduchak told me that I could reduce the sound of the wind if I found myself a dead cat.
Oh.
I need to find me a dead cat. I'll give you the video later. You can
I
see
understand now what you're saying.
I'm name
I don't
dropping
get
you.
what is it with the dead cat thing?
The
John.
dead cat is it's the furry microphone covers that they use.
Oh,
Fuzzy thing.
And if you've got a wind, it serves to decrease the sound of the wind.
got it.
Yeah. And in the evening when I go to if I do most of my beach type videos in the evening, and it always gets windy because the cold ocean air is moving in towards the hotter parts of the interior here in California.
And they do make those dead cat pieces that slide over your standard earbuds.
Yeah, I do find the quality
of
this is pretty poor in terms of the audio.
Yeah,
and it's
but
interesting.
If you're out on the beach, it's not bad.
I'll have to try it again.
It's better than trying to use your standard microphone. Or Dr. Kay had suggested the Crisp app. So
yes, I got really crispy.
It got really crispy at the end of our broadcast last week. But what you can do with that is I believe it creates a white noise that eliminates the sound around you and wipes out the background noise.
I think my wife maintains that I create a lot of white noise.
Yeah, I bet she does.
And there is no dead cat for that.
No, and in fact, I'm allergic to cats, so the idea of having a dead cat is even more repulsive.
So that could probably be a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what other tips or tricks or strategies would you say? You talked about consistency earlier, John.
Yeah, consistency is key. Like I said, most people say 1 to 3 videos a day on all the platforms that you plan on using.
So all of them. Yeah, I heard Gary Vee recently saying that.
He said the 3.
He said 3, and then somebody else said it was 4. I guess in another video or something he said 4. But it seems as though frequency is rewarded. There are people who will do 20 TikToks a day.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do that, but I think they're just pinging the platform with whatever comes to their mind. And if they're interesting enough and they're animated enough, see, that's the thing. In short form video, you've got to be able to capture people's attention. We used to say 3 seconds. It's within the first second. It's like, and it could be something as simple as just going into the camera and out, something like that.
I think that's where the hatchet and batchet philosophy comes in well, because you're coming up with a list of, okay, these are the videos I want to do and the bullet points of what I want to talk to or about. And you just create those videos, and then it's not quite so bad. So you do have to have some place to start from. I think you can't just go into something like that and say, I'm going to just do 20 videos today. You have to have a list.
In my drafts, you can see this right here. In my drafts, it's just a bunch of beach scenes. Actually, this is on the bay side of San Diego. And so some of them are 5 seconds, they're 7 seconds, 12 seconds, whatever. I can adjust those things so that they're getting very, very small, maybe 5 seconds or 3 seconds. And then I can actually put a little bit of video at the beginning and the end. Maybe I have a message and then I'm going to put text in the middle. And so for me, many of my drafts don't look like anything special, but if I found something unique and visually interesting, I can frame it with my face. Faces do tend to do a lot better. Popular music can help you, but we're finding more and more that sometimes if you want to position yourself as an expert, you don't necessarily need to have all these popular tunes, and then you're not running into the risk of copyright infringement.
Yeah, and I was going to say, even if you got a face for radio, that shouldn't hold you back.
And I do have that face for radio.
Oh, a lot of us.
You said something a few minutes ago about 3 videos or 4 videos or more per day. Yeah. So I think those, like that many videos, 20 videos per day, those are the kind of accounts that they are not after content, they are just after followers.
Right, they're more influencers, and they're trying to they're looking for vanity metrics. Yeah.
Right.
And also they just want to get followers. Their business model is how many followers do I have.
Well,
On the
because
other hand, many of the people that we work with, it's about getting their, the right kind of follows or lead to clicks on something or get on an email.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would the rule of 3, 4, 5 videos per day apply there.
Well, no, three is pretty entrepreneurial, actually.
Yeah.
For 3 is that's pretty solid, 2 or 3 a day. I mean, I'm on day, I want to say 68 maybe, or 69 of a 90-day TikTok challenge. And so the challenge was to produce 1 video a day every single day for 90 days. And in 1 week, I did 5 a day. And I will tell you, it didn't do much for me. It boosted a little bit, but the 5 a day was a little too exhausting for me. But I wasn't batching the content. I think that's a big thing. I was going in there and I was doing, I didn't come up with, say, 35 videos and then just release them during the week, 5 a day. Right. And that, I was actually doing 5 each day, and that became exhausting to me. So I reverted back to 1 a day minimum, and every once in a while I'll do 2 or 3. But I think, you have to come up with your own SOP, your own workflow that you're comfortable with. And I think if you're several friends of mine, they're just sitting in the same office space and they're using green screen and they're just talking about all the different things in digital marketing, or they're talking about specifically on how to do better in TikTok or how to do better at Instagram. And they're batching the content pretty easily because they're kind of on a roll. They're in their comfortable space. They're thinking about the same topic. And that's what makes it easier in terms of coming out with content. Right. Because once you're in the flow, stuff tends to go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So
very good.
Yeah. So do we have
any other? We did a good job covering the topic today.
Basics. Yeah, we will have a challenge. We'll have a short form video challenge coming up in April, but we don't have the dates set yet.
No, probably soon though.
Pretty soon, but we have
2 or 3 weeks.
We got to publicize that. Probably close to 2 or 3.
Probably more 3.
I'm just thinking. I want to get after Easter. After Easter's over. So.
Yeah, that's true. Dr.
When is Easter?
What was that?
When is Easter?
The 17th.
Right. Okay.
And Persian Easter is the 16th.
Persian New Year was just on Sunday.
I know. And your birthday, your Persian version birthday?
Do you know which year I was born in, John? In Iranian calendar?
The year of the cat.
1348.
1348. Wow, good for your age.
Yeah, I don't look anything over,
You look so young.
Such a young guy.
Yeah, you don't look anything over 1200.
You used to dine with the Prophet Muhammad. So.
No, that's 1300 years before that, right?
Oh, 1300 before that, yeah. So that'd be like.
That's where the calendar started.
So they started with Muhammad. Interesting.
Yeah, there was a. I guess,
should have a Babylonian calendar.
Significant trip. Well, Persian calendar, the before Islam, is at year 2500 something.
Okay.
So, but that's not official. It's not being used. So, yeah, the year is now, I think, 1401 or 1402 or something like that.
1401. You think you're going to make it to 1492?
We're in the 15th century.
You're in the 15th. Kayvon, like not quite like a caveman, but Kayvon is in the 15th century right now. You could do a whole series of 15th century videos.
It's the dark ages here.
The dark.
I know, right?
The dark ages of Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Robin Hood just called.
Exactly. You're the Nottingham. All right.
Yeah.
So we have covered a few things, little tips and tricks and short form video, hopefully encouraging you to just start doing short form videos. And one of the best ways, just scroll through TikToks, scroll through Instagram, see some of the things that are going on. By the way, you don't have to dance. You don't have to do fancy things. You don't have to look stupid. Some of my favorite people on TikTok are authors and philosophers and others who tend to gravitate towards the 40-year-old to 70-year-old group.
Yeah.
And so it's not all teeny boppers doing crazy stuff, and you don't have to be, you don't need choreography to be on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, all you need is some seaweed.
Yeah, some seaweed and a whole lot of love.
There you go.
Or a
Hashtag
tree.
love.
That's right. All right. So
Right.
we are done for today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we really went longer than I thought we would.
Yeah.
All right. If you have any comments, please enter them down below this video, whether you're consuming it on LinkedIn, down below. How below can your comment go?
Oh, way down.
So,
Wow.
LinkedIn,
That's
Twitter,
for him.
Facebook,
Oh.
YouTube, all the platforms. Put your comments down below. If you have any particular topics that you'd like us to cover in the Do It Now, we do have the anti-procrastination expert right over here, John
Yes.
Paduchak, and we'd be happy to go over some of the systems, the tips, the tricks, the strategies
For
to
you.
getting off your butt and getting stuff done. So until that time, what happened there? He's passing the phone along. These are crazy live streaming tricks that Dr. Kayvon Kay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend, and we will be back here again. Instead of 2:15, we'll be back here 2 o'clock Pacific in the afternoon, by the way, and 5 o'clock Eastern. And I think it's, wait a minute, is it noon Hawaii? It might be noon Hawaiian time. I don't know. We'll check it
I
out.
don't know.
All right. See you next week. And if you are watching, please use the hashtag replay so that we can know that you are consuming content and you're liking our stuff. Or even if you're not liking it, yeah, you're doing the hashtag. We're not supposed to do the hashtag replay.
Replay.
All right. And we won't see you on the inside, but